Alright, and welcome to Sam and Kev's Outdoor Adventures. Sam here. I'm on my own today. I'm over near Lake Cobb, which is over Takaka way for those that are not sure where it is. And we're about half an hour into a trip. I'm going up the river valley at the moment, and then I'm hopefully going to head up, find some lakes and camp out for the night. So we'll see where the trip takes me. So what's interesting about the start of this track is that you can see the car park there, and right next to it is a hut. I think it's called Trilobite Hut. So go and have a quick look at that. Trilobite shelter. It's a cool old hut. Bunk rooms there for about, I think about a dozen people. So a lot of the track, this early part is very flat, quite well used. It's quite a popular area, so I won't film too much of it, and we'll just wait until we start getting towards some of the interesting huts along the way. I'm just coming up on the second hut of this trip, and I'm only 1 hour in, so that's pretty good going. So Chaffey Hut, 1953. It's been done up since then, which is really good to see. It's cool that it still lasted. Named after the Chaffeys that lived over an asbestos cottage. And we've done a video on that, so check out the channel, and if you want to see that, there's quite a bit of history there, and what a lovely spot. There's the one bunk in the first room. Couple of old bunks. Open fireplace, very cool old hut. For those that have never seen a tent hut before, I'll actually do a wee circuit of this one because it's so interesting. Wow, look at that. This is an old canvas topped hut. It's been restored. Earth floor. You can see down the end there, it's not that light in here, but just sort of a sleeping platform with a couple of mattresses. It does actually have an open fire there as well. Right, I've just been walking from tent camp about half an hour, and I'm already at the next hut, and yet another cool character historic hut, so let's go take a look. This is Cobb Hut. There's 4 bunks in here. No fireplace, but it's very clean and tidy, which is what is always appealing. Alright, so I appreciate I haven't filmed too much footage up until this point. It's been about 3 hours to get up to Cobb Hut, and at this point you can go 2 different ways. You can go to Fenella Hut, which is where a lot of people go. It's a newer hut, a bigger hut, very popular, or you can turn uphill and head on up to Lake Cobb and Round Lake. So that's where I'm going to go, and then I'm just going to keep exploring up there and see if I can find a place to camp. Right, so we're making my way up to Lake Cobb. It's for those that have been in this area, they'll know that when you're coming along the river valley, it's very flat, very straightforward tramping, ideal beginner tramping really. Now I've hit the uphill, and I mean I'm puffing, and it's only been about 30 seconds, so I guess this will be the rest of the day. I'm now at the far end of the lake. I guess it's the western end. I'm just sidling across the tussocks here. There's no really defined track at this point. There has been a bit of a track down the side. So I'm going to make my way across here and see if I can pick up a track on the other side. There's one there somewhere apparently. The climb continues. Just come over the last little rise. And I'm greeted by a round lake. Beautiful. Right, you can see I'm climbing up to the tops above Round Lake. So probably about 5.5 hours to get to this point. In saying that though, I've hardly stopped at all. I had a really quick lunch and I've really kept moving. So I'm going to start a little bit higher to go, and then I'll start sidling around and see if I can find a mountain, lake or tarn to camp by. Right, so just sidling around the high country. So there's a lot of this sort of stuff. Quite rocky. It's steeper than it probably looks. Very tussocky. So you've just got to be a bit careful and watch your step, pick a pathway down, and then just sort of look ahead to where you want to end up. So nice to see a bit of a marker every now and then. At least I think that's what it is, I hope so. But it is all untracked up here. It's reasonably open tops, so and the travel's pretty good. What I'll do is I'll show you on the topo map the route that I've taken, and if anyone's thinking about coming up this way, hopefully it makes life a bit easier for you. Right, so I'm just making my way down off the tops and get into the bush line because I want to cut through somewhere around here to get through to Camp Lake, which is probably where I'm going to stop for the day. There is a way through somewhere around here, but I don't think it's proper track, so I'm just going to magically find it. And just like that, magic. It doesn't look like I've made much progress actually, but I've found a slight bit of kind of clearing here in the tree line, and it appears to be right above where the lake is. So I'm just going to beeline straight through there, and after 7 hours thereabouts of pretty much non-stop tramping, just what you feel like is a bit of bush bashing for the end of the day. Now, it felt like I was on a bit of a track, very rough one, but I've seen some marker tape, and if we just sidle over here, try not to fall over, here's a bit more. Now these may just be trapping lines, but it all helps because it's all still a track of some sorts. So just a tick over 7 hours for today. Absolutely amazing day. I was lucky to get beautiful weather, so that always makes for the best tramping, especially if you've got a long day ahead. And I've made it to Camp Lake, which was kind of my goal at the start of the day, but I wasn't quite sure how it was all going to go. But I've made it, and beautiful lake, a beautiful place to be all by myself. So I'm just going to go and set up camp. Right, morning of day 2, and not a bad place to wake up. It did rain a bit overnight, so everything's a bit damp, but that's okay. I'm going to get going now. I'm going to make my way back down to the valley floor. There is no formed track, so I'm going to have to find my way down. It's about 400 meters vertically, I think, and I should come out around about tent camp again. So I'll show you on the topo map the path that I took. I'm not sure if it's going to be the best way, but we'll see what we find out on the way down. Time for some more bush bashing. Here's what the first 100 meters looks like. Thick tussocks. And no obvious way down. I'm just going to stick to the tussocks, I think, for as far as I can. Just to give you a bit of an idea, there is actually a slight track here. And it's all overgrown, you can't really see it, but more of a clearing down the middle. Okay, so I've made it back down from Camp Lake. It took about an hour. I found the bottom half off the traverse down a lot easier to find the track, so yeah, it was a good trip down really on the whole. I'm now back on the valley floor. I'm going to make my way back to the car park. So if you've enjoyed this video, have a think about hitting that subscribe button, and Kev and I will see you next time we're out and about tramping.